Hello, welcome to Return to Self. My name's Alana, and if we haven't met before, then it's lovely to meet you. Now, today I'm going to let whoever would like to come through and share some words of wisdom and advice for the collective at the moment. The first coming through is a female nun, and she often works with me in relation to heart energies, self love and self worth, and expression of unconditional love. She does also act as a bit of a therapist in some ways. She's saying that she is helping people in terms of the changing frequency. And I think that this is something that is happening collectively at the moment as people go through all of these shifts that they're experiencing in relation to emotions. Just give me a second while I shuffle these cards and I'll see what else comes through. So, the first card we have here is awaiting results. And what she's saying to me is that you're awaiting results of softening your heart. She's saying that some of the healing work that the collective is undergoing at the moment is in relation to that heart chakra. Those energies are being gently released and softened. She's saying to me that there is a lot of density in this chakra at the moment, which is preventing embodiment here on earth. You definitely need to do some grounding exercises at the moment, especially as you do move through a lot of these dense energies. If you can imagine tree roots running from your root chakra down into the ground, I often find that a useful visualization for feeling more centered and grounded. But also just practice being compassionate with yourself at the moment because you are going through a lot. You're getting a lot of inner child issues coming up. This is causing feelings of fear, confusion, and a feeling of being scared. Next one we have is darkest fears. So I feel like while these emotions are coming up for people at the moment, a lot of people are going into worst case scenarios. So there might be overactive use of the mind that's causing people to become a bit pessimistic. I am also seeing an echidna that focuses on the spikes. So you don't really want people within your energetic space, is what I've been told. But next card I have here is strengthening bonds. So the focus that I'm being drawn to here is on a woman's dress, which is an orange color. I feel like this card is reflecting the need to be around other people at the moment who bring joy. If you can do things with friends, fun things, creative things, that could be things like doing an art class with a friend. It could be writing songs with somebody. There's so many ways that we can be creative. But if you can join groups and things like that, where there is an emphasis on creativity, that would be a good start. But it needs to be things that you are actually drawn to. Don't just do them because your friends are doing them. You need to feel like these things will enhance your life in some way. This is about needing to connect with your inner child as well. So when our inner child feels acknowledged and nurtured, it's less resistant to emotional healing. It makes it easier for your inner child because it feels like it's sort of received a bit of nurturing, and it just makes the whole process flow a bit more smoothly. Okay. The next one after this is helpless and hopeless. So there's obviously a bit of an air of pessimism at the moment. I am definitely seeing the need to tune into your angels. They're saying to me that you really need to communicate with them at the moment in relation to healing some of these feelings of pessimism. I feel like right now you're stuck in a sort of a period of life where you can't kind of see the forest for the trees. There is a lot of emotional confusion, I think, being caused by this clearing, uncertainty around where you're meant to be and where you're going as well. They're definitely saying to me that the purpose of this is for them to be able to use you in their service. To be able to do that, you need to be able to attune to them. Similar to the inner child, the more that you work with your angels and guides, the more familiar you become with them, the easier that relationship becomes. The more advice and guidance they can give you, the more you trust them and all of that kind of stuff. They're also saying to me, trust the thoughts that come through from your guides and angels as well. So if you're receiving intuitive hints and things like that, then know that that is a positive thing to follow. They're also giving me the words rumination. So I do suspect that some of you are ruminating on issues at the moment. Try and retain that bird's eye perspective if you can. I know that it can be really hard when you are going through a lot. They're also saying to me that you're still healing a lot of ancestral issues. I can see the frilled neck lizard coming up. So I believe that some of what's coming up is in relation to assertiveness and setting boundaries. This might be an area that you haven't been confident in, perhaps haven't had the skills or ability to be able to set boundaries. But you have definitely needed those skills, and they will definitely help you in this next leg of your journey. The next one is love. So with this card, I'm getting a bit of a push-pull factor between couples at the moment. You might be going in slightly separate directions right now. I feel like it's a bit of a polarity thing. Potentially you and your partner both have things coming up at the moment. But I do also see that this is an opportunity to turn over a new leaf, both in terms of your own individual energy, but also in terms of the relationship itself. I do see that a lot of this is around self-empowerment. They're also showing me a chest area as well. This feels like it's related to anxiety. So I think going through this process will help to relieve some of the anxiety that you have been experiencing. And I do get the impression in this card as well that in this scenario, the male appears to be a more grounded one in this situation, and the female tends to be the one that is communicating a lot more. I think that sometimes that might be where the issues lie, is that your partner is more focused on physical world things and you're more focused on emotional connection and attunement. So just remember that this isn't necessarily gender based. We contain masculine energies and feminine energies, and often have one energy that is more dominant than the other. Next card I have after that is listen. This card is basically encouraging you to listen for guidance from your guides. They're showing me that although emotions and stuff like that might feel a bit chaotic at the moment, they are still trying to get through to you. So in those moments when you are feeling more calm, that's probably when you'll be more receptive. And I'm just going to pull out some flower cards as well. Just give me 1 second. Okay. So the first one I have here is wild potato bush. And this one says eases the frustration of physical restriction or limitation. So some of you might be feeling quite limited at the moment in terms of your physical circumstances. You may feel like your life isn't progressing in the way that you're wanting it to right now, or you might feel a bit of stagnant energy. The reason for this is because you are going through a clearing period. They're also showing me a potato. Potatoes refer to a food of substance. It's not necessarily the food that you would want to consume all the time, but it's something that will help you to survive. So some of you might be experiencing circumstances where your financial circumstances aren't the best at this time, but know that you are being provided for. Even though it may not feel like it, you have got your basic needs covered, is what I'm being told. So the next card I have is Mountain Devil, and it transforms anger, hatred, and jealousy into unconditional love and forgiveness. So obviously a lot of these energies coming up at the moment are related to anger, hatred, jealousy, and things like that. I guess they're all of the intense emotions that we can experience that unfortunately we tend to disown at times. This is just giving all of those emotions a chance to kind of get out of your system. It's probably stuff that you've carried through past lives and reinforced in this lifetime for many of you. This could be an ongoing process where you remove layers and layers of emotional sort of density. This is really normal. It's a bit like an onion. Basically, you take off one layer and there's another layer there. Just give me 1 second. Sorry, I put my cards down. I couldn't find them. All right. So this next card that I have here is Wedding Bush. And it says commitment to any area of life. So I think that this is about choosing to make a commitment to your healing process, is what I'm being told. They're just showing me a boxing bag at the moment too. So I feel like some of you are frustrated with this process. You feel quite annoyed by it because it is taking so much out of you, I think. I think it's just been a long ongoing process and you kind of feel like, when is this ever going to end? They're just saying to me that that's a reflection of your inner child. If you can go into your inner child and try to give it some reassurance and support, that would be really helpful for you right now. Next card here is Spinifex, and it empowers through emotional understanding of illness. So I think basically you are starting to gain a greater understanding of healing work, of why it's necessary, of why these layers are coming up, and why you need to clear these layers. They are also saying to me that the situations in your life at the moment are mirroring some of the energies coming up in you. So be aware that you might have quite a few situations coming up around you that are mirroring your energy at the moment. Okay. The next card after this is Hybertia, and it integrates the intellect with the heart for true wisdom. So I think that this is just the clearing out of your cellular memories and things like that, which will allow you to experience greater levels of clarity, will allow logic, especially if you tend to be more sort of emotions based than logic based. And it will also help to empower you as well when these energies are balanced. They are just showing me a fox in relation to this as well. They are also saying that as you do integrate the intellect with the heart, you will find that more of your spiritual gifts start to come out. I feel like the fox is kind of a bit of a trickster. I think these are probably gifts that you haven't seen within yourself before. And I do feel like these gifts are coming out and that they're gifts that you've probably had in past lives that are now returning to the surface for you to be able to utilize in this lifetime. So the next one is Macrocarpa, and it says it renews enthusiasm, endurance, and inner strength. I think that this is just that indicator that though you are going through a hard time, Spirit is supporting you through this process. They're helping you to develop the inner strength that you need to build to continue to go through these processes so that you can come out the other side. Just reassure yourself that you can and will get through this process just like you've gotten through it previously. All right, then. Well, I think I will end the reading here. I hope that this has been helpful for somebody out there. If you have any thoughts, ideas, or comments, please leave them down in the comments section, and please like or subscribe if you find these channeled messages useful. All right, thanks for that. Bye.